All right, so let's take a look at what we have going here. Some of you are wondering, okay, does it really help to put this kind of mini garden setup in the window? Well, with it being on the east side, there's a couple of things I decided to do. First, by checking the amount of condensation that I have occurring inside my little greenhouse here, I know that there's definitely some warmth occurring and that the moisture is being wicketed off of the wet towels where my seeds are at. Well, here's something else just to double check and see what's happening. What I've done is I have a thermometer here. And as you can read, actually sitting here in the sun in the apartment, it is registering about 90 degrees. While my stuff is sitting here in the sun, it is warm. The glass is heating up. And as you can tell by looking at my little greenhouse setup here, got a lot of condensation going on. All right, well, let's take a look and see what's happening on the inside. All right, and here's a noticeable change within 24 hours. So these guys have already acquired some good height to them. They're popping up, and I've got some new guys popping up here, another new one popping up there. These guys are really shooting up. And then also, what do we notice? We notice that they are leaning towards the sun. So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to take and rotate my tray now because I want to make sure that they don't just completely bend towards the sun in the one direction. So I'm going to turn this around now. Okay, so now these guys are on the inside of the apartment, and over on the other side, I've got a few more spots where I'm hoping that the seeds will start coming up. We'll see what happens. And if you're wondering about this blue painter's tape that's over here, that's where I'm helping to identify in my row sections what I have planted. Like over in here, these are the flowers. And we'll see what happens here. And then in the center section, this is where I've got my bell peppers, my cilantro, my savory, and some cherry tomatoes and cabbage. So we should see those guys starting to pop up much longer. Okay, I'm going to give them a spritz, cover them back up, and see what they look like after another 24 hours. And before I forget, so I've got this one seed right here, and I ended up having two seeds growing in the same spot. Well, because these root systems are really fragile, and you can see the hairs that are growing on it already, I'm going to show you a tip we used to use in the greenhouses. Take a pair of tweezers, and you can kind of carefully dig around, and then I'm going to grab him, put him in the hole, and then go ahead and cover him up, doing my best to get his root system covered up, but not sink and bury him completely. All right, so he still has a chance to pop up, and the root systems are going to be covered so that the roots aren't completely exposed to air, which we don't want. All right, everything else is looking good. And then I also noticed right here, I've got some seed growth, and this is going to be, it's not the cabbage. Oh, I think that was, oh, that was one of the savories. Okay, that's what's on that side. I had to stop and think since I switched it around. All right, let's get to tenting.